$200,000. That is the approximate difference in total interest payments between a good credit score and a poor one, accumulated across a lifetime of borrowing, mortgage, car loans, credit cards, personal loans. $200,000. Not from different incomes, not from different spending habits, from the same purchases at different credit score tiers. According to a 2025 LendingTree analysis of lifetime interest costs across the credit spectrum, the average American with a fair credit score pays approximately $183,000 more in interest over a lifetime than someone with an exceptional score. Scale that to include full mortgage differentials on today's loan sizes, and the number crosses $200,000. Your credit score is a three-digit number that functions as a pricing mechanism, one that the financial industry designed, maintains, and benefits from. The higher your score, the lower your interest rate on every major purchase you make. The lower your score, the higher that cost, silently, for decades. Dave Ramsey, Suze Orman, every mainstream personal finance voice tells you a credit score reflects your responsibility with money. That is partially true. It also reflects how much access to credit you've had, which is a different thing entirely. We'll come back to that. Today, we're building the full math behind where that $200,000 comes from. The mortgage, where most of the $200,000 lives. A mortgage is the single largest purchase most people ever make. It is where the credit score gap costs the most, compounds the longest, and is the least visible on a month-to-month basis. Here is the current math. According to FICO, and data compiled for myfico.com, in Q1 2026, a borrower with a 760-plus credit score qualifies for an average APR, annual percentage rate, the yearly cost of the loan, of approximately 6.4% on a 30-year fixed mortgage. A borrower with a 620 score pays approximately 8.1%, 1.7 percentage points. On a $378,384 loan, the national average new home purchase loan in April 2026 per the Mortgage Bankers Association, that gap costs, at 6.4% monthly payment approximately $3,365. Total interest over 30 years, approximately $473,400. At 8.1% monthly payment, approximately $2,810. Total interest over 30 years, approximately $600, difference, $445 per month. $160,200 in total interest over the life of the loan. $160,200 from one mortgage. One house. 30 years of the same payments, made the same way, on time. The only difference is 3 digits. Let's restate that once more. The borrower with a 620 score pays for the same house 1.5 times. Once in principal. Half again in interest, above what the 760-plus buyer paid. The car loans, where the gap compounds over a lifetime. Most people finance several cars over their lifetime, according to Experian's Q4 2025 State of the Automotive Finance Market Report. The average new car loan rate for super prime borrowers, scores above 781, was 4.66%. For deep subprime borrowers, scores below 500, the average was 16.01%. On a $30,000 auto loan over 60 months, at 4.66%, total interest, $3,591. At 16.01%, total interest, $13,800. Difference per loan, $10,209. Finance 4 vehicles over a lifetime at that gap, $40,836 in additional interest. Conservative. Average monthly auto payments exceeded $800 in Q1 2026 per J.D. Power, meaning many current borrowers are financing well above $30,000, $201,036. Before credit cards, before personal loans, from 2 product categories. Quick question. Do you know your actual credit score right now? Not a range, the specific number. Drop it in the comments. I want to see where people actually are. There is a monthly number that tells you what your credit score is costing you right now. Not over a lifetime, per month. Most people have never calculated it. I'll show you exactly what that number is in about 3 minutes. Here is something about how credit scores work that the standard framing doesn't say. Credit scores are described as a measure of financial responsibility, but they are also a measure of something else: access to credit. Someone who has never had a credit card, never taken out a loan, and has never missed a payment in their life, can have a lower credit score than someone who carries a revolving balance on 3 cards and has been managing an auto loan for 8 years. Payment history is 35% of your score, the biggest factor, but credit history length is 15%. Credit mix is 10%. These components reward people who have been inside the credit system longer, not just people who have used it responsibly. For middle-class earners who avoided debt as a matter of principle or who had limited access to credit earlier in life, this is the part of the system that is structurally weighted against them. Knowing it is how you work around it. The monthly number, and the one move that changes it faster than anything Ramsey or Suze Orman will tell you to do. What moves your credit score, and fastest? Most credit advice starts with payment history. Pay on time, that's correct, 35% of your score. But payment history moves slowly. 1 positive mark per month, incrementally. The factor that moves faster is inside amounts owed, 30% of your score, nearly as large as payment history. Specifically, your credit utilization rate. Credit utilization is the percentage of your total available credit that you're currently using. Total balances divided by total credit limits across all cards. The lower the percentage, the better. Scoring models reward utilization under 30%. Borrowers in the highest tier typically carry under 10%. Here is the counterintuitive part. The balance reported to credit bureaus is the one on your statement date, not your payment due date. Most people pay after the statement closes, which is correct for avoiding late fees. But the balance that went on your record that month was whatever appeared on the statement. Paying your card down before the statement closes, or making a mid-cycle payment in the week before the statement date, lowers the reported balance and your utilization percentage for that month. Score improvement can appear within the next billing cycle. A second option, request a credit limit increase on an existing card. Same balance, higher limit, lower utilization percentage. Some issuers approve this with a soft inquiry that does not affect your score at all. Here is the honest limit of what I can tell you about the $200,000 figure. That number is a lifetime composite from a 2025 LendingTree analysis comparing fair and exceptional credit scores across mortgage, auto, credit card, and personal loan products. It averages across many people with many different debt loads, loan amounts, and borrowing trajectories. I cannot tell you what your specific lifetime gap is because I don't know your loan amounts, your income path, or the rate environment you'll borrow in over the next 30 years. The direction is certain. The magnitude is large. The exact number is yours to calculate once you know your specific mortgage amount and auto financing history. The mortgage math I showed you is the place to start. It carries the most weight and the longest timeline. Here is the monthly number. The difference between a 620 credit score and a 760 plus score on the average home mortgage in 2026, $445 per month. $445 every month. For 30 years. Over 1 year, $5,340 extra. Over 5 years, $26,700 extra. Over 10 years, $53,400 extra. Before the mortgage is halfway done, $445 a month is a car payment. It's a month of groceries for a family of 3. It's the difference between having a financial buffer and not having one. And it comes out of every paycheck, invisibly, because of a 3-digit number that resets every billing cycle. The credit score doesn't announce itself. It just sets the price. On the mortgage, on the car, on the personal loan. Every time. This is why 2 people with the same income, the same job, and the same purchases end up in completely different financial positions over a decade. Not because one spent recklessly and one didn't. Because a number that most people don't think about between mortgage applications is setting a different price on every financial transaction they make. The score isn't fair. It also isn't fixed. Utilization can change this billing cycle. Payment history rebuilds 1 month at a time. The $200,000 gap is not a verdict. It is the cost of not knowing how the system prices you and what moves the number that controls the price. What is one thing you have done or tried to do to move your credit score? And did it actually move the number? Drop both in the comments. If this is your kind of channel, subscribe. See you in the next video.